Hello and welcome to Pumptec's tutorial on the 212T pump rebuild. In this tutorial, we will be taking apart our 212T pumps, replacing the insides and putting them back together. For this rebuild, we will be using kits A and B. In kit A, we have 2 seal rings, grease, 2 117 O-rings, 2 plunger guides, and a plunger. In kit B, we have more grease, 4 116 O-rings, 4 valves, and 8 white washers. Along with those kits, I would recommend using these tools, as seen here: a towel, a 3/16 hex wrench, a small flathead screwdriver, the grease from kits A and B, and some water. Okay, let's take apart our pumps. First, we will rest them on the manifold so we can get at the 2 bolts. With those out of the way, we can spin our pump back onto the heads and take off the manifold. With the manifold, there should be 4 white clear washers, and if they're not with the manifold, they could be stuck on the valve still. Then we'll take off our valves and 116 O-rings. And underneath those 4 valves and those 4 O-rings, there should be 4 more clear white washers. We'll put all those to the side, and we will take off the heads from the plunger. It should be relatively easy. You might need your towel to clean up a little bit, and this is also the time where if you have an H channel, you can take that off. With the heads off the plunger, we can take off our retainer plates. Here I can just slide mine off. Inside of the seal bore, that head opening, there should be 3 pieces, and that will be the plunger guide, then the seal ring, and the 117 O-ring. So we'll take out those 3 pieces from each head, and that has been the disassembly of our 212T pump. Alright, so let's take kit A, and we will reassemble our pump. First we'll take our grease, and we will grease that 117 O-ring, and we'll place it inside, and this should just sit on the bottom edge inside there. And with that grease, we will put our seal rings concentric on that 117 O-ring. It's very important that they sit snugly and they sit evenly within the head, because when we put our plunger guide on, it'll be difficult to get it to sit flush with the head if those 2 pieces do not sit well together underneath the plunger guide. So with the 117 O-ring below and then the seal ring, we will push our plunger guide into the seal ring and O-ring. There should be a little bit of a snapping noise so you know that the seal ring is properly in place. If you can't get your retainer plate on, reposition your seal ring so you can push your plunger guide in and put the retainer plate on. There's a rounded edge side. This is a smoother finish side. This is what we want facing into the pump. So we'll have the rougher, sharper edge side out of the pump. Then we will grab our plunger and we'll slightly grease each end so it's easier to put the plunger into the heads, and we will slide the plunger onto each head. Now is when I would put the H channel back on, if you have one, and our plunger should be centered and facing away from us if you can see the valve pockets like you see in this picture here. With all of that good to go, we will grab kit B and our manifolds and our bolts. With our heads facing us with the valve pockets up, we'll look for that sticker and make sure that is on the top of the pump. That sticker is where the outlets are and where the H channel will be. With that in mind, we'll put 4 white washers into the valve pockets on the heads, followed by 4 valves. And this is where the outlet-inlet part is important. The outlets will be the X's, and that'll be on the top, 1 on each head, and the bottom will be the inlets, or the O's facing us. With the 4 white washers on the bottom, the valves, and the 116 O-rings surrounding them, we are now ready to put the 4 remaining white washers onto our manifolds and flip that manifold onto the heads. So I like to grab water to make sure that when we flip the manifolds, that the white washers stay in place. With that H channel there, the spacing should be pretty good already, but once we flip our heads and manifold back onto the manifold, we want to jostle the heads so the seals sit right with the O-rings between the manifold and the heads. With our pump now sitting on the manifold, we can screw in our bolts and our washers with our 3/16 hex wrench, securing our heads to the manifold. The last thing to double check is that our outlets are in the correct spot. So if you're able to look through the ports on the end, you can see the X inside there, nearest the sticker and H channel side. This has been the 212T pump rebuild tutorial. Thank you for watching. If you have any other questions, please refer to our other videos, visit our website, or give us a call here at Pumptec. Thank you and have a great day.